Good afternoon. I appreciate you guys coming to this month's resident meeting. I've probably thrown you off because I usually don't start. I let these guys touch on a bunch of stuff, kind of cover most of what you may ask me at first. They cover everything, and then that saves me a lot of trouble at the end, and I fill you into what I have. But I have to rush out of here to get on a very, very important phone call that I can't get out of right now. So I'm going to start off. I'll projects first, and there are many, but the ones that are impactful for you now are the hallways. The hallways are going to continue. We're working on the last 11 or 12 now. That takes a few phone calls and getting this carpet manufactured. You guys know the drill. We've talked about it. But I'm excited, and some of the residents have been so kind and let us know how appreciative they are and how nice it looks. The last 5 floors, we just had a meeting this morning. The chairs, those gray chairs that replace the ones that are worn out, they're on their way. They'll be here in, I think, a week. And then the artwork is being swapped out in the next week or 2 also. So that'll be the last phase of that. And when we finish all the floors, we're going to work on those benches that are in the hallway. All we ask is that you do not put bumper stickers or anything on the doors that will ruin the paint or that we have to damage the walls to take off. And also that no furniture, fake plants, nothing be added to the hallways. Anything that's put out in the hallways, it will be removed. So please do questions, just let us know or ask Christina, she'll fill us in and we'll go through the process. The garage, those of you that use the garage, we've done a lot of work in the garage over the last year or 2. We started with probably one of the most significant that was overdue, and that was the lighting. The garage used to be really dark, and we went through a process where we updated the lighting. We went to LED lighting. That was the most significant to start with for people's, I guess you can say, comfort, safety, and improving the lighting in the garage for everyone's sake. And then we kind of took on now, most recently, the pressure washing, the restriping, so the handicap stalls have been reassigned, the EV stations are marked, and all the numbering system has been redone too, because there were spaces with double 10s or double 8s, and he would say, yeah, the number 8 on that side. Well, they're consistent now. They start at 1 and they end at whatever. There are no duplicate numbers. That's the garage. This week, those of you that again use the garage or see the notices that are posted, and it'll only kind of impact you if you go that way, the garage elevator bays, the flooring, the gray flooring, when you walk out on the 2nd floor into the garage, that ceiling that needed to be patched and painted, so that whole area around the elevators, that's in process right now. They started this week and that'll get done. They're gonna work on the elevator bay areas in the garages, downstairs and upstairs. Lighting. Not only does LED lighting help us with energy conservation, but it helps improve the lighting in these spaces. If you notice the hallways, one of the biggest comments we got from the feedback was the improvement in the lighting. It's much better lighting. So we are slowly, space by space, changing out lighting fixtures and lighting and can lights to LED lights. We've done some hallways. We're doing the 4th floor with some lights now. So little by little, we're just tackling space by space by space. If you notice, we started over here too, because when you're here in the evening and you go out to the 3rd floor deck, that long hallway, that lighting was updated. It's much better lighting. They kind of refinished those walls going out to the 3rd floor deck also, and there's some additional work that's going to happen down here. So lighting's a big project of this size. So we're just kind of taking it off in bite-sized pieces as we feel that's, as we feel that each space needs, or the most significant spaces for safety, the hallways where you need to see and see well. Speaking of projects, I'm going to touch on it because I promised I'd touch on it. The library. There were some bookcases that we removed. We walk around the building, we identify opportunities and things that need to be done, and the library had some bookcases. It was just a hodgepodge of donated furniture, and they didn't match, and there was a wall that needed some patching, and we took them out about, what, a year and a half ago? We took them out, I was told, remove that. Remove that, it doesn't look good, it doesn't match everything else, remove it. So we haven't replaced it, and we talked about it, and I told her there are no promises, but what we've had to focus our resources, our finances, and our efforts right now is in finishing the hallway projects. We need to get these hallways done. It's a big project, it's, you know, takes a lot of funding, but it hit the top of the list. So until we finish those hallways, we will not be contracting someone to put in new custom-built bookcases in the library. She would like to have about 75 more bookcases. But right now, we're just prioritizing what we can and getting it done and picking it off, taking it off the list. And right now, at the top of the list are the hallways, other LED projects, not to mention all the other mechanical systems that TJ has to work on and keep the AC running and other stuff like that, okay? So that's what's going on with the bookcases in the library also. The last piece, before I open it up for a quick question or two, is I'm real grateful right now. We have a lot of people coming on board, whether it's in the dining room, and Avery touches on all the efforts and the things we do to try to bring them up to speed or to make sure they understand what we do, how to do things, and each one has a responsibility in their department. But I'm excited because, and I'll say it, Avery's been a blessing. She's done a great job with recruitment and some other things. There's a lot of planning that goes into she's involved in. There's a lot in human resources, if you guys know, right? If you ever were at a job and you had a problem, who they send you to? So Avery has a lot of problems. She has a full plate, she deals with a lot of employee matters, recruitment and all that, and it's been a blessing, you know. Now, we brought TJ, and I think his department did well. It's hard when you bring someone new in, it's a manager, because we have employees here in housekeeping and in some of these departments have been here a long time. So it's not easy being the new super boss. You have to figure that out and you have to make it work. So far so good, the guys are responding really well. I have a computer system where I look at work orders and I look at what's going on and I listen. And it's improved on my end from what I to work orders, the timeliness, the organization of where they're going, who's going which way. And I appreciate his, you know, quick what's going on in there and who's where with what, because it's not easy. So for me, it's all about the new people, like who we bring on board, who fits, and how do we make this happen, because what do they say? You're only as good as your people. They accomplish a lot. They accomplish a lot, and I'm sure Kristen will touch on how many move-ins we've had, but when you hear the numbers, it's mind-blowing. People are just like, wow. Somebody has to get the apartments ready. Somebody has to move them out. Somebody has to deal with the families. That's the other one I can't say enough about. It's Penny. She's like a chicken with her head cut off, but she knows which way she's going. She talks fast, moves fast, and keeps up with Kristen fairly well. So again, I just touch on that. All these new folks, do what you can to be patient with us and help them along, because it's not easy. It's not easy going into a new job with challenges and making it work. So I'm real happy like right now about that part. It's been awesome. What else? Did I leave someone out? You're gonna take care of that part. Avery's gonna introduce you to someone in a minute. I just ask that you keep it short, kind. She's only been here about 24 hours. Talking about getting used to something and grasping it. It's gonna take her a minute or two time with her individually to help her, but you have a new housekeeping manager. So she's only been here about 24 hours, so just, yes ma'am.
Yeah, I had a number of problems lately, which I'm not getting into, but I did want to say, TJ has been very cooperative, his group has been fine.
She's sharing that so far so good. TJ's done well and his group is doing a decent job. How much did he pay you for that?
He did what he was supposed to, that was enough pay.
Yes, ma'am. No, go ahead, Clarice.
I'm not mistaken, you have replaced or repaired the PA system in the elevator lobbies, is that correct?
Okay, Clarice knows, we talked about it not too long ago. Yes, when they were doing work across from the front desk in that fire panel, we had an entire fire panel system upgrade. That entire system was upgraded. When they went in there were a lot of things that were outdated, and one of them is there's a PA system. Not in the entire building, not in the entire building. However, there's like a little telephone, you pick it up and you hit a switch. That activates a PA system in front of the elevator lobbies. And on each floor, if you look up, there's a little speaker there. That's in case of an emergency, or if everyone's standing at those elevators wondering what's going on. And I'll give you an example. In an emergency, when the fire alarm goes off, you see the signs anywhere you visit a high-rise. It says, in case of fire, use the stairs. The last thing you want to do is get trapped in an elevator. So what the elevators do automatically is they all go down to the ground floor. But then everybody's trying to navigate up and down. You're never going to get an elevator. They're not moving until all that gets reset. Telephone and let everyone know the elevators are on fire alarm mode. They have come down to the ground level. Please return to your apartment. And we can communicate with people on the floor, and it allows us that opportunity. So that was also upgraded. Yes, ma'am.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And then the other thing has to do with the air quality that we're dealing with. And if I'm not mistaken, we still did not get the change of the filters in our apartments. We were supposed to get a springtime change of filters.
Mm-hmm.
We get it now.
we prepare for this meeting, believe it or not. We kind of know. We know what's going on. We know what's coming a little bit. And this morning, we had a conversation all about that. So TJ's going to fill you in a little bit about what systems exist in the building, what we have done, which is pretty recent, actually, in the last year or two, to deal with the air quality in the building and all that. And as far as the filter change, too, he's going to touch on that. Yes, Doc.
I've got flies on my mind, flies in the dining room. It's gotten very, very bad, and obviously the door opens, people have to go out to the lake, to the park. The flies like the smell of the nice cooking, but I had some problem in my room. I solved it myself by buying a ultraviolet zapper, a small one from Amazon. And they were bothering me in the bedroom, they were bothering me in the living room, they're gone. You see those in the stores, sometimes hospitals, and what have you, maybe that's a solution, maybe.
I'll explain. He's touching on the flies in the dining room, and I'll explain the whole thing. We have flies because obviously there's a lot of food, or like he said, all the sweet smells. We have a lot of doors that go in and out of this building, from move-outs to move-ins to deliveries all day, the patio. All these doors opening allow these flies to come in. So we just went through a process, and I'll share the details of what we have that you don't see. First, we have to use certain, you can call it a bug zapper, okay? But you can't use every type, because there are sanitation and food regs around what you can and you can't use. Antonio and I went through the entire kitchen, because if you see them in the dining room, what we're experiencing is that they make it further back into the back of the house, what we call the back of the house, and we can't allow that. So what you don't see in the back of the house, we have what you're calling the ultraviolet lights with glue pads. Those are allowed, and they're commercial. There's one in the trash room, there's one across from there in the kitchen entryway, and there's another one in the back hall. It's not enough to catch them all. So in the back of the house, we have figured some things out to make sure we minimize the entry of them back there. So in the front, we may be able to look at something. I can't guarantee, because of the ceiling height and the size of the dining room, we'd have to look at location, even if we get another one. Location and where can we place it that it'll be most effective. But the reality and the real answer is we won't be able to catch all of them. but we'll see what we can do to add another one inside the dining room area. They look like an upside down lampshade. That's what they look like. They look like an upside down lampshade on the wall. So I'll talk to TJ, we'll get another one and see where it makes sense to put it in the dining room that will hopefully be the most effective, okay? We'll try. Let me write that down, I don't like to forget. And then I'll share one last thing. One of the, I'd say for me, one of the coolest things I get to do and I enjoy a lot, are the life stories with the new residents. I love those. You get to talk to people, figure out where they're from and all that when they first arrive. Anyone new right now? A newer resident that we've met recently? Oh, wow. And the orientation. The other one that's really near and dear to me, and you guys know because you see me with them, it's the veterans group. The veterans group, from the flag raising to the show and tells to we're planning hopefully a trip to do some things. We get to spend some time together that it's special because we can relate. We talk the same language, we share stories. Mr. Muhammad and I, we've played ping pong and shot pool. You just get to connect with people and it's amazing. So this last meeting, we planned a lot of stuff already going into November for Veterans Day. There's some other outings that we're talking about. We're all going to get together and eat White Castle soon. That's what they asked for. I know. I don't know why, but that's what they asked for. It's cheap. I'm all about it, yeah. So we're going to get together and do some things, but I was given a donation by an organization that provides these kits, and they're therapeutic. They're therapeutic for several reasons, and it's a veterans organization. It's Healing Veterans or something like that. I forgot now, I don't have it with me. And they provide these woodworking kits, everything from dexterity, the use of your hands, hand-eye coordination, patience, because you have to sit there. You guys remember when you used to do model cars? Remember those days? And you had to glue every little piece, then you could paint them and do all that. That takes patience and it takes focus and it takes time. So it allows you to, I think, decompress a little bit from stress and all that, as well as using your hands. So I passed out a bunch of these. Molly's working on sharing some of them. Mr. Muhammad shared, he got this. It's a bunch of little pieces. I gotta be careful because it'll fall apart and he wouldn't be happy. I don't know how long it took him to put it together. But this is a 3D woodworking spider he made. Wow. Isn't it cool? Yeah, isn't it?
Out of the kit.
Yes, it takes some time, patience, and oh yeah, it's not easy, but he made a 3D woodworking spider, and there's some other kits that other people got. One was a bird feeder, a bird house. Mr. Bob McCumber got something that we're trying to figure out how to share, which is really cool. It's a wagon, but a bunch of the veterans have been working on these, and they took them home because, there's my alarm, because it would take hours and hours and hours just to put one together and to figure it all out. So I just wanted to share it because he brought his spider. Molly will give it back, okay? After this, here. I'll just set it right there. Just be careful you don't break it. I appreciate your time. It's a pleasure. I mean, if you have any questions, let these guys know. We recap, we kind of double back after this and we go over things like what happened, what do we need to do, do we need to follow up on some things, okay? I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Let me get on this call.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Milton, the Sales and Marketing at the Breakers. We had I see some of the people who went with us last night to the Jazz Showcase. It was fun. Got to look for more places that do early shows. If you see anything, let us know. Jim and I are always up for going. Here's some music. Okay, so today is July, whatever. I don't even. Thank you. And And as of, they're probably, unless Dave is out there probably on a tour, you know, he just talks to them so long that they just end up signing a lease at the end of the tour and move in. So he might move in a few more people, but this month is only 4 people. But that's not unusual for the summer because, you know, you have to have help when you move in. And if your family is off gallivanting on a beach vacation, it's tough to move in July. But remember, we welcomed 14 new people in June. And May was 4 or 5 again, but remember, April was 10. So that's a lot of people. And already there are 8 people, I believe, 7 or 8 people getting their moving trucks prepared for August. So that'll end up being a big month too. So I'm very excited, and once again, we have been giving out some rent credits because some of these wonderful new residents we have met through current residents, so keep it coming. Anyway, anybody have a question for me? I wish Penny were here, I'd give her a shout out too. Boy, she is, I said the other day, she's like Mary Poppins. She just has like a magic bag that she just makes things happen, and we're so appreciative of her having her on the team. Well, anyway, thanks again for all the friendliness on the elevators during the tours. We really do appreciate it. It means a lot. Okay, bye-bye.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jessica, the dining room manager. As Norm stated previously, we do have a lot of new staff that's starting. Some of them will be going back to school in August, so you'll see more faces with the help of Avery, hiring more people. We have a new staff started today. Her name is Cassandra. So when you see her, just greet her, make her feel comfortable. She'll be on the floor today. Other than that, continue to keep making the dining room better. Any more questions? Any questions? Anyone?
I was just wondering, I can't remember the last time Chef Antonio community meeting. Any reason?
Okay, so he wanted to know why Chef Antonio wasn't here for the community meeting. He took off today. He had an appointment that he had prior to this.
No, I'm talking about going way back months.
Oh, I can't speak for him months before, but I could just speak on today. He had an appointment already, so he had to go to that. But I'll let him know you would like to see him here, for sure.
There's a question as to whether the staff at dinner time is going to rotate, do different, or stay stationary. What's going on with that rumor?
Okay, so the question was, will the servers rotate each station? Yes, I'm trying to rotate the servers to each section in the dining room so you can meet them all and get to know them all versus just having the same one at night, the same one every day. So yes. Any more questions?
I would just like to know how much training do the new servers get? Because there's such a variety of how people handle each table.
So the question was, how much training do the servers get?
Not enough.
They typically get a week to 2 weeks of training.
We always wonder about that because some of them are so competent and very friendly and know what to do. Others seem like they just walked in and they don't know where they are.
Yeah, so like I said, they get about a week or 2 of training.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The comment cards, I think had run out the other day. I didn't check today, but they had run out, the ones by the hostess desk.
So she wanted to know about the comment cards. I just recently put some out last week, but I have been off Sunday, Monday, and I haven't got around to checking it as of right now. So I'll check when I go back down and I'll get some out there. You're welcome. Any more questions? All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Hi, I'm Avery, Human Resources Manager. Yes, to talk more about the training, we do take feedback from the residents, and I have received some good, bad, constructive feedback. So please continue giving that to us, whether here today, you can contact me directly through my email or call me on my phone. We take all of that feedback so that we can continue to make the experiences better for you guys. In addition to catching up on training and with the feedback, we did take your feedback for our Heart of Caring nominations. Some of you may have seen last week, was it last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, we threw a little party for Daniel, our maintenance technician. He was our recipient for Q2. He got so many nominations from residents and team members about his great personality, his positive spirit, and his effectiveness. He comes and he gets stuff done, and we really, really appreciate Daniel's work. So we are continuing to take nominations. At the end of September, we will announce our next Heart of Caring recipient. So comment cards are in the mailroom. You can also drop them off at the front desk or contact me directly about anyone that stands out to you. And then as far as recruiting, as Jessica mentioned, we've brought on some more servers. We've also added 3 members of our housekeeping team and our highly anticipated housekeeping manager. I'm going to let her come up and introduce herself.
Hello everyone, I'm Onyx. I'm new, as y'all heard. A little bit, I've been hearing things and whatnot and trying to get to know everyone. As through training, I hope to see everyone. Anybody involved in questions and comments, I'll be sure to stop by your apartments personally if I have the time to do so and help in any type of way I can.
Thank you, Onyx. Does anyone have any questions or comments for me? Yes.
Going back to the thing about the servers and training, I know that in, halfway decent dining places, they, when the service starts, just before that, they have what's called a family meal. And where they're given a chance to taste a little bit of all the things that are offered and be able to explain what they are. I don't see that.
So we do have a stand-up meeting at 2 o'clock every day with the dinner servers. The cooks come out, describe the specials of the night. They do have the chance to try. And then they also discuss other topics of interest for that night, be it, training tidbits or focuses. But yes, there is every day at 2 o'clock a stand-up meeting. I've been to them. I know that they're happening, but I can follow up and make sure that the servers are paying attention. Maybe are people not able to answer your questions about the meal? Is that the concern? Okay, for sure. We can follow up with that, Jessica. Sir?
Especially dessert. Occasionally the menu says assorted dessert. You ask the server, and they honestly don't know. They might have to check what the specialty ice cream is, for example, what the flavor of the Jell-O is, for example. So when you have this 2 o'clock meeting, that would be a nice thing to look at.
Absolutely. I'll be there today at 2 o'clock to make sure that they know all those details for you tonight. Any other questions or feedback? Yes?
I don't know if you can answer this. It says residents have COVID-19. I was wondering, are they going to be testing all of us? And if it's more than one resident, it says residents, not resident.
That is not a question that I can answer, but Christina can talk about that when she's up here.
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah, I do too.
Yep, Christina.
One resident.
Christina will be able to answer those questions. Anything else for me?
I should have asked Jessica, but maybe you know. The dining room is still short-staffed though.
We're fully staffed at the moment, and we're preparing for back to school as well. So we're going to continue to bring on more team members for when all of our students go back to school. Anything else? Yes.
I'm just curious, when you do train
Mm-hmm.
servers, is there an order, for instance, they first say what's soup, and then after you say that, and they come back and ask what's salad, what, do they have the privilege of doing it their way? Because I noticed some of the servers only will do one thing at a time, and others will take the entire order plus dessert.
Mhm.
So are they tasked, is it left to them to decide how to do it?
I know that Senior Lifestyle does have a process. I don't know the details of that process myself, but I can look into that and make sure that we are training our servers to follow the process that's laid out by the company. Okay, I'll take one more question. Duana? Yes.
It's kind of related to that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start out, soup, salad, because those are things that are like there that they can get. But they also get the feel of the table.
Mm-hmm.
So they can then make it either, bring the soup and salad, they can use other people, they can take the whole order and take the rest of that.
So it varies each table. Some say, they do have a protocol of what to do, but some people like their order taken at once, and then you get some people who like their order taken one by one. So it varies on
Could
the
you
day.
repeat some of that?
Yes, I will repeat it when she's
They
done.
get the feel of the question.
We didn't hear the question, and we didn't hear the answer.
Yes, I will wait for everyone to finish speaking, and then I will repeat everything.
So far, the servers have responded well to what's needed. And it's a sort of story where usually ask what it is, but sometimes they have several things and they can run out. And if one from something to the other line, they request them pretty much 2 hours. Which, they work into it. So it's a fixed order, and they also have to respond to the needs of the individual.
Okay, so Duana was asking about
I'm doing very well.
the order that the servers take the order in the order that they take the order and then come and retrieve the items. Sometimes some people do it all at once. Sometimes the servers will go one by one. So that there are occasional times where something that you order may run out before it has a chance to be brought to you. Jessica was mentioning that sometimes the difference is down to the residents, that there are residents that prefer to take their full order all at once and have it all brought out at once, and some prefer the individualized. I will review, again, our protocols with Senior Lifestyle to find out what is the proper way that it's supposed to be done and make sure that we are offering consistent service to everyone. Once we know that is the baseline, then we can branch out to people with different preferences. But I want to make sure everyone's getting consistent service.
Put that in a computer? I mean, when you order, aren't they over to the side and they actually put your room number and what you ordered and so forth?
I am not familiar with that system, but we will review this entire system and we will make sure that everyone's getting consistent service following the proper protocol, okay? Thank you all.
Hi everyone, I'm Donna. I'm the business office manager, and as such, I am responsible for the distribution of your statements. And again, I'm going to ask, once statements are distributed, if there is a discrepancy on your statement, a charge that just doesn't land right with you, there's an issue with it, I first reach out to the department director that is responsible for that charge. The billing comes through the front desk, but I don't have all the history, I don't have all the backstory of the charges. So that's best pursued with the department director that is billing you for that service. Of course, I welcome any phone calls. If you need to reach out to me, I'm happy to assist with communicating if you're facing challenges with that. But another option that you have, if you have a charge on your statement that you are disputing, is to bring that statement to the front desk, allow the concierge to make a copy, and then go ahead and circle that charge and write a note on there, and we can put that in the mailbox for the respective director for that charge. But again, if you are having resolving issues with the charges, please reach out to me. I think that's about all I have. Any questions for me? Sure, Pauline.
To make sure that it's been resolved, we have to wait till the next month to see that it's been taken off?
Yes, right. Once we generate statements, Pauline asked if you need to wait until the next statement before you see that the charge is resolved. And yes, you will see, statements are printed monthly, so you will not see a credit or a resolution to something until the next month. And then it will be credited. And when you are speaking to the director, particular charge, is this on? Yes. Okay. They should let you know what the resolution is. So it as far as whether it's being resolved or not. Was that your question, or just where it appeared?
The last one, I did have a copy for you with the note, not to, I guess it would be Antonio, because I got a charge for $29
Okay.
for a guest meal. I never had a guest here.
Sure.
So
Okay, so Pauline is saying that she noticed a charge on her statement that she needed clarification for. So she did pass along a statement with a note to me, which I then in turn passed along to probably Jessica, because that was a dining room charge. And was it resolved?
I don't know. I'd have to wait. If I have to wait, I'll have to wait till next month. So.
Was it on? It was on July's billing?
Yes, it was on
August, the most recent one?
The one that just came. Yeah.
August.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know that we'll look into that. I'm not aware of that. Okay. Pauline, what's your apartment number?
21J.
Okay. All right. Did you give it to the concierge?
I did.
Okay, so they may have put it in Jessica's box, and that's why I didn't see it. Okay, we'll take care of that. We'll look into that. Any other questions? All right, well, have a great afternoon.
How's everybody doing? All right, I'm going to start off with the subject that Norm left off earlier. The filter systems in building. As people have told me, I understand that in the spring there's supposed to be a filter change in your units. That was delayed due to staffing issues and some logistics issues. We are preparing to do a filter change in all your units. We're collecting the hundreds and hundreds of filters. We're going to start staging them on the floors, and then we'll be moving through each floor one by one. It does take time to put together such a large thing at one time with limited personnel. But I don't want you to think that you're in any trouble. We all know we've had air quality issues in Chicago recently, ongoing from some of these fires in Canada and whatnot. So I just want to give you a little breakdown of how this air filter system works in our building. We are a triple filtered system. All our paper filters are HEPA filters with a pass-through of 0.3 microns. That means they are the gold standard in stopping particulates in the air, which includes things like haze, smoke damp, so on. So we have filters when it comes into the building. After those filters, when it comes into the building, we have an ionization system, which uses electrical charge to charge the air and further take out particulates. And then after the ionization system, there's another round of filtering, and then the final round of filtering is in your unit. So I don't want any of you guys to worry. Before it ever touches your unit, it has been filtered twice and ionized once. I don't know if you noticed during the really bad parts of the air outside last month, the air in here was significantly better. That's because of the systems we have in place. So just to answer everybody's question at once, yes, we will be changing the filters in your units. We are currently setting up the plan now, but I don't want you to worry. The air is well filtered before it even gets to the filter in your in-unit filter. And then we have, Norm covered a lot of the projects we got going on, and I think it'd probably be best just to open the floor for questions, because that's usually the most valid thing. Good?
Yeah, this is, I know you're in a state of transition, so I understand. I was wondering when the housekeeper will be coming to my apartment, because I haven't had one for like 2 weeks, but I know it's a state of transition. And the other thing is, on my floor, I don't know who can handle this. People have incontinent problems in the diapers. I worked in a nursing home, I was an aide. There's things you can do to control the odors. The odors, horrendous on our, horrendous. It comes in my apartment. I had guests over, they let a dog and feed all over the carpet. It's just wrong. I mean, maybe it was the little dog that lives there, I don't think. It's just every day, it just penetrates the floor. I don't think the person probably realizes what's going on, and maybe someone who can maybe teach them how to dispose of these things properly and control the odor, because it's overwhelming. And I don't know what to do in my apartment, because
What unit are you in, ma'am?
I'm a 23H.
23? Understood. All right, her question was somewhat personal in nature about some of her personal housekeeping, and then a general question about the 23rd floor. I cannot disclose information, but we are working on it, and it's for fixing the smell issue. I have in my office now 2 air scrubbers, and we're currently getting a nice table to put them on, and we're gonna be placing 2 in the hallway in the next 2 days, and there will be air scrubbers on your unit in the next 2 days. I can promise that. They're in my office now. And I'm working with Kristen to get the proper things so we can have them sitting on some tables working. As for the cause, like I said, I can't share. We are working on the issue, and we will have these scrubbers in there soon. And I will contact you personally about that other issue so we get some answers for you, all right? I will follow up with you right after this meeting. Any other questions?
What's your name, sir?
TJ Edwards.
TJ?
That's correct.
And you're the new...
Director of Plant Operations. The question was, who am I? I'm TJ Edwards, and I'm the Director of Plant Operations. Ma'am?
I've never had, in the winter, my filter changed. I saw them on the floor changing filters, so I stayed in my room to see if they'd change it. They didn't. And I still, this spring, I still don't have my filter changed.
Her question was about the filter changes. Like I said, we are currently working. We're going to be changing the entire building from top to bottom in one big go.
And plus, I have little tiny bugs.
Tiny flies. She also stated that she has tiny bugs.
They were ghost ants. What?
Ghosts.
In our walls.
I understand. And anytime you have any issues, just please report it to myself, Christina, or the front desk, and we can work with the proper press services to answer all those type of concerns. Just let us know, and we'll make sure to stop at you, and we'll get it taken care
Well,
of.
they came twice, but they have to.
That's an important thing to touch on. We're actually going to have an entire meeting about just this subject. Just the short and quick of it, I need everyone to understand that these problems are not fixed overnight. Sometimes it's a longer process, sometimes it's a much longer process than you expect, but we're going to be having a complete stand-up and a presentation on pest control so everyone could be informed and everyone could be on the same page. So I know that's not the answer you want right now, but I promise you we're currently working on getting all the information to you we can.
Is that about the slides?
Yeah, it's about all of it. Yeah, we're gonna have an entire presentation with our pest control company. Do we have any other questions? Please, ma'am.
I guess this would come under you. There seems to be new lights being on the ceiling of the hallway, and they're much too bright. I mean, they're painfully bright. I think complaints have been sent to sewer. Is there some way they should get not a yellow, but maybe a softer light? It would still be clear with light, but it wouldn't be like, you almost have to cover your eyes if they're sensitive or anything like that. Now, what is the place that shuts it off?
Okay.
Is that adequate? I mean, I could see the yellowish, but there's something in between bright and yellowish.
The question was about some of the new light fixtures that are going in. She stated she believes they're the light bulbs. She stated that they're too bright. That was the question posed. So we recently had a company come in and they redid all of our common area lights and light fixtures, and these are the more efficient fixtures that Norm was speaking of. Those light bulbs are the ones that are spec'd for those fixtures. That's why they're that brightness and that color. That's what came recommended from the company that came and did our crossover for energy efficiency. A higher spectrum light is more even light. It does seem brighter because it fills your eyeball more. It's a harsher, like it's industrial lighting. Those are the lights that came with the fixtures because that's what's recommended by the manufacturer. And since they're brand new, I don't know if we should go changing what was manufactured, what was approved, and what they said we needed. I can look into it, we can see what options we have, but I cannot make a guarantee that we can just get rid of them wholesale. Because again, that's what was recommended by the manufacturer and the regulations. That's what we should have in our current lighting system. That's why they were just put in. They were changed all over the building, and sometimes, unfortunately, you might got used to it being a little dark, and now it's brightened out, and I understand it can be a little jarring to change, but I can't make a guarantee because we're gonna have to look into it and we have to do what's recommended by manufacturer. Otherwise, those new fixtures won't be covered. Any other questions? All right, thank you for your time and you have a great day.
Good afternoon, I'm Christina, the Director of Hospitality and Resident Services. I'll get to, pardon me. Scare or something. I'll get to the questions that you asked earlier, but I'm going to run down my list of what I was coming to talk about, and then I'll answer the other questions. Flu shots are coming. Molly and I just put some dates back and forth. Everything's filled out. Mariano's is going to come back again, who was here last year. We're looking at early September to have the flu shots done. So watch the buzz, or a memo will be coming out giving you all the information and the forms to be filled out and everything. The bicycles, the new bike racks in the garage have been installed. They look really nice. It really cleaned up the area. If you had a bicycle that is no longer there, let me know, because we moved them to storage because it didn't have a tag on it. And I want to properly tag all the bikes before we put any bike back. If you have other items that were stored up there, grocery carts, jugs of windshield washer fluid, anything that was stored in that area, let me know. We moved it so that they could power wash and paint the garage floor. But we don't want those items stored back in there. If you have a bicycle, that's great, but everything else needs to be stored either in your storage area or your apartment. Outdoor games, George and I are continuing to run outdoor games every Thursday from 11:30 to 12:30, weather permitting. I know it's gonna be like 96 tomorrow, so we might have to move inside. It's gonna be really hot. But we play cornhole, we have the basketball out there. I brought not real axe throwing. They're not real axe, but we were throwing axes a couple weeks ago, so come and play games with us outside while it's really nice, or inside, depending. The resident survey is coming back again. We need your fresh thoughts and fresh ideas, so please come out. It's in September, I believe it's the 18th or the 19th, so watch for more information coming around the resident survey. From the last survey, some of the things that we implemented were some of the upgrades that you see to the floors and the common areas, the fire panel. Some people asked for more physical activities. Cimbria started some of those for us with doing some of the kickboxing and other stretching classes that Vincent runs through Cimbria. And then the garage upgrades. So now about the COVID memo that went out. We are not going to be doing shots because if you receive the bivalent shot, that's the most recent shot there is. We won't be doing testing. There's only, I believe, one person that actually has tested positive. People have asked for tests. You may have received some from your insurance company. You can get them from Mariano's or Walgreens. All kinds of places have tests, and they are still free for most individuals. Insurance company. The memo really says if you have symptoms, get a test. If you test positive, inform us. We want to make sure that you're added to the quarantine list so that you can get your meals delivered for free, because we would not charge you during that time to have meals delivered. So if you do test positive, you go to the hospital or doctor and you test positive, quarantine in your apartment. If you have questions, let me know. I can give you some information regarding quarantine. But let me know so I can add you to that list, because we don't want to charge you delivery charges and then have Jessica have to take them off later. So it's important that you let us know right away and that you quarantine. I think that was it. Does anyone have questions for me? Therese?
Did I understand you that you are not going to be providing the newest COVID vaccination?
We did get the most recent one. That's the bivalent. That's the last one we received was the bivalent.
When was that?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I probably should have looked, but I can let you know. But the most there is nothing more than what we've all had. What you received here is the most recent.
I wanted to thank you for having the motor vehicle people come here and doing that. That was, going downtown was crazy. So thank you.
You're welcome. That was Molly. Molly did that. That was awesome. The RTA is, I'm going to steal Molly's thunder though. The RTA is coming on the 31st. So if you are looking to get like the RTA bus pass, that kind of stuff, they'll be here on the 31st.
When I get my license.
Okay, good luck.
Are you activities?
No, I'm hospitality and resident services. Molly is activities, so she'll address all the great activities coming. So no other questions? All right, thank you.
Hello, everyone. So I am Molly Rodriguez. I am the Director of Resident Programming, so that is activities and transportation, all under my umbrella. So I'm going to talk about August, all the fun stuff we have coming up. In August, we are doing a couple trips. We're going to the Art Institute. That sign-up's already out. We're going on a Thursday because they aren't open on Wednesdays, and we want to make sure to go see that new exhibit. We are doing 2 times to the architecture boat tours. I know a couple of you have talked to me. Their times are different this year. It's the times that they offer, so we're going to make do with what we can. On the 16th, we're doing a dinner trip to Portillo's. During the day on the 16th, we're having an ice cream social. So in case you're not filled up with ice cream, then you can go get a nice Polish that evening on the 16th. On the 23rd, we are going to the Museum of Science and Industry, and then on the 30th, we have a trip for our veterans that they are going to a burial service for unknown soldiers. So that'll be on the 30th. Since I'm talking about the bus, let's keep going there. I have been having a small problem with people no-showing for trips. And people have been saying, oh, well, I called so-and-so and told them I wouldn't be coming. Don't call so-and-so. Call either myself in programming or call Tilia's bus phone. We give out those cards all the time on the bus with the phone numbers, so please use them. If it becomes a repeating problem, then I'll speak with those people directly. You might not be able to sign up for bus trips. If you're no showing many trips, it does hold back our trips from departure and messes with people's scheduling, residents and staff included. In August, we have a couple concerts coming. We have the ever popular Matt and Cynthia coming back. We have a man named Stu Frank, who is new, doing a Motown concert. And then Anthony Forbes, our favorite pianist, will be back on the 29th. Christina already touched on the RTA, but I'm just going to say it again. The RTA, when they're here on Monday, they can help you sign up for cards, the discount cards, the tap cards. They are coming to help you sign up. So they will do a presentation, help you with all of that paperwork that can be a little confusing. Christina and I get asked all the time for assistance with that paperwork. They are specifically coming to help you with that. So if you have any questions, if you're having any issues with it, if you need help signing up or don't know where to start, come to the presentation Monday at 1.
Okay, next, I would ask, and I'm sure housekeeping too, that you all please help us keep our community spaces clean. I was rearranging our video room today to set up for the DMV, and I don't know who is eating Hershey Kisses down there, but I found wrappers in every crevice of every chair in the video room. Just candy wrappers galore. And so please, there are trash cans all over. Don't stick candy wrappers in little crevices. If you bring a coffee cup, throw it away. Same with tissues. Just help us keep the spaces clean and be respectful. Okay, couple other things. Next month, starting on the 21st of August, resident Reinhold Heller is going to be giving art history presentations. Very excited for that. His first one will be Monday the 21st at 2 p.m. Menu Chat is also next month on Wednesday the 23rd. And then Vincent, that leads exercise classes, he's going to be switching the topics or the themes of some of his classes. He will be doing a Monday super circuit for strength and a Friday fit class, which is functional interval training. So swapping out some of the classes a little bit. I also want to give our maintenance team a big shout out, because if you've been out on the deck, you see that those garden boxes are looking beautiful. They all have their numbers and their names. They look very great. So a good beautification project that they've been working on. Okay, does anybody have questions for me? Programming, transportation. Let's go Joyce first, and then we'll come to Judy.
I sort of want to go out to I don't know my areas around here. I don't know what's at the shopping center. I don't know how long the bus is there. So if I can get a copy of what stores are there, sort of plan up and my shopping schedule. Because I can't remember it. I know it's posted up there, but I forget by the time I get back to it.
So Joyce asked if I can make a copy of, she has, it sounds like you have the bus schedule of where we go, but she wants the thing I have posted in the mailroom that says at what shopping center or what stores. And so when I put signups out on Thursday, I'll make sure to put some more bus transportation schedules and some copies of those stores for you. So look for those Thursday when you go to sign up. Judy?
I was wondering when you put out the schedule for the Art Institute. Monday, I saw, Art Institute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But I looked, and the first 9 names were written by the same person.
So Judy
That
said,
doesn't seem fair. It was all filled up.
so Judy said that she saw the sign up for the Art Institute, and then she went to go sign up, and it was already full. And so
Like one person signed all the names.
So Monday, I was that person. So I went down to put the signups, and there was a whole line. I helped some people sign up for the Art Institute to get the line going faster, but I was there. It wasn't just one person signing up all their friends, but
That didn't seem fair to me.
it was all the people in line that signed up for the trips on Monday. At Monday, we put out the special trips at 9:45, and there have been lines, especially this week, with there being some popular trips, so I'll tell you, it's all above board. Okay. One person signed their name twice. I'll go check on that. I'll go check. And Shirley said one person signed their name twice. So you all know that some people in the building will have a companion or a helper with them if it's for a medical reason. If it is ever just a family member that they would like to come, we always sign them up on the wait list, the family member. But if it is a caregiver needed for health and safety reasons, then they can go ahead and sign them up. So it could be that case. I'll check and see who it is. Rana.
Thanks for yesterday's scheduling the chair show.
Yeah.
Someone's asking me like something,
Mm-hmm.
so great.
Good. Ron.
I wonder if kind of clouds.
Rana said they had fun at the jazz showcase and even got pizza after. And it was funny, the surprise guest at the concert last night was Frida Lee, who was performing here and lived here for a number of years. So a great concert. But thank you also for Jim and Kristen going on that trip. Made it a lot easier. So props to them. Okay, Eleanor.
posted by Friday showing what movies are being shown at the AMC Theater. It's not enough to just say on Saturday we're leaving at 12 o'clock for the movie theater. People want to know what is showing, and do we have a choice?
So Eleanor is saying that she would like a posting of the movies for the AMC Theater in Evanston. And so I do put those down there, but sometimes they walk off, but I'll make sure to put extra copies in case some of them do walk off. With the AMC Theater in Evanston, I did have one person tell me that if you have to get there by 10 a.m. to get a senior ticket, but start till 12. If you're one of those people that would like that, we're not going to do that. I just don't want you sitting at the movie theater for 2 hours waiting for a ticket, but the matinee movies do go till 3 o'clock, so you would still be getting matinee prices. They've told me it's the same price. Illinois.
Their movies, it's not like before COVID when we could get there at 10, 10:30 and then start your movie. Now the main matinees start 11:30, 12, 12:15, 12:30. We don't leave here until 12 o'clock. So obviously a movie that's going to be starting at 12:15, we're going to miss the beginning of it.
Okay, so Eleanor is talking about the starting times for AMC, and after this we'll wrap it up because it's already after 2. The Evanston movies, it's a new theater, so they are changing their movie times every week. They are not like some theaters where it's set movie times. They just reopened a couple months ago. So I don't want to just yet change our schedule because they might change their schedule right again. And so I know Walmart, it's very important for us, and it's been a lot easier when we go to Walmart first thing in the morning at 9 a.m. before it gets too busy. So I'm hoping with the AMC, we're hitting that 1 o'clock showing instead of the 12:15 showing, but I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, anything else? One more question? Okay, have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Okay, is James still here to collect his spider? Looks like he's not. Okay.
So how was it? Okay, take care.
Oh, hello, and welcome to the community.
Thank you.
I like how you said try not, thanks, Swana.